Greetings, YouTube. Once again, happy Monday. I'm always excited to do new videos on new events. And we just got, in the past half an hour or so in the game, a announcement for the Atlantean rifts, not to be confused with Aquaman, apparently, as there is some debate between that and the MCOC community, because we have, of course, the new champion coming to this month. And it was apparently Aquaman before Aquaman, is what the hardcore people have told me, because when people say Aquaman ripoff, just to let you know that technically, according to some, is not correct. Technically, Aquaman was a ripoff of this new Marvel champion. So here's the deal. Atlantean rifts are coming to the contest from June 5th to July 3rd. Over the month, you can collect coral that you can use to open stable and unstable Atlantean rifts by completing and exploring the Imperious Rex event quest on normal to epic difficulty, achieving rank and milestone rewards in the Fantastic Four Champion Use solo event. Don't worry, there have been a lot of members of the Fantastic Four and in a special login calendar. I have to say, not too many people have a crazy amount of Fantastic Four champs yet, so I'm curious to see how obtainable that's going to be for the average roster. There are 4 tiers of Atlantean Rifts, each with increasingly valuable rewards. A Tier 1 Atlantean Rift will include rewards such as Premium Hero Crystal Shards, GAG, or Tier 2 Basic Callus Fragments, GAG, whereas a Tier 4 Atlantean Rift includes 6-star Hero Crystal Shards or Tier 5 Basic Callus Fragments. Now that is what I'm talking about, especially if it's just either 6-star shards or Tier 5 Basics. You can't go wrong with either of those. You may remember that from a previous version of Rifts, but they were introduced something a little different this time. Each tier of Rift has 2 different versions, a good and a bad. Stable Atlantean Rifts have closer percentages and more predictable rewards, while unstable Atlantean Rifts are more risky with a lower base reward but a greater potential prize. This is as hardcore gambling lingo as it gets. This is the same lingo you would see in a highly volatile slot machine. Ironically, this is also the lingo I oftentimes talk about as the difference between uncollected and regular arena crystals. Regular arena crystals, more predictable rewards, but lower the ceiling, whereas the uncollected ones are more risky, but have a greater potential prize, literally for both Punisher and units. Couldn't have said it better myself, Kabam. Fantastic Four Champion Use solo events. Each day there will be a 24-hour Fantastic Four Champion Use event. These events will give you points for using any of the champions, but will choose a specific champion that has taken on the mantle of a Fantastic Four member in the past, or as an important part of the Fantastic Four universe, like their villains. So you can see that even though you can use any champion, you get a crazy amount of points. We're talking 4 to 5 times as many as even using a 6-star or 5-star champion if you're using that specific champion. A great way to get a lot of points in these events in the past have not only been arenas, but also like the really easy 1 energy per quest, like beginner and normal difficulty, for example, those first few chapters of those. And here's a list of potential champions. Annihilus, Ant-Man, Black Panther, Diablo, Ghost Rider, Human Torch, Joe Fixit, Luke Cage, Medusa, She-Hulk, Spider-Man Classic, Storm, The Thing, and Wolverine. If you were to use the specific champion of the day, it would take less than 30 fights to reach the top milestone that day. For those not familiar with Rifts, after you spend your Atlantean Coral to open an Atlantean Rift, you'll have to enter a random portal and be transported to a mystery path. There, you can collect your reward before defeating enemies on your way out. When you open the Atlantean Rift, you'll have only 1 hour to defeat the final boss and collect your rewards, so make sure you can complete your Rift when you enter. If you quit or run out of time, all of your hard-earned rewards will be lost to the abyss. That sounds incredibly dark. So how much coral does it cost to open a Rift? We're going to scroll down. Opening Rift costs 10,000 coral of that tier. So clearly for the people who are quote-unquote in-game, you're going to want to get the right tier. And it says, keep in mind that you will only receive the Atlantean coral if you choose to do this direct exchange, which for those of you who reach the level of uncollected or higher, 10,000 of the first 3 tiers of Atlantean coral can be directly exchanged for 5,000 Atlantean coral decks. That also seems like the shady exchange breakdown of the 3 tier 4 class catalysts for 1. Some things never change. Here we go, the good stuff. That's right. Let's scroll all the way down to what I think most people are going to care about in this. That's the tier 4 rifts. Okay, so tier 2 alpha fragments, 20% drop rate, but the 5-star class Sig Stones and the 5-star crystals have a 10%. And then the 6-star crystal shards have a 10% drop rate as well. It's only 500, but you could get 1,000 for 10%. Okay. I mean, tier 5 basic callus fragments, this isn't what I remember being the right side. So here's the deal. The left side, it's interesting. The worst you can do is essentially, from what it looks like, half of a tier 2 alpha, which is not bad at all. That's the 20% drop rate. So half a tier 2 alpha, or you can take a chance, and then the 5-star crystal shards for 1,000 is less of a drop rate. But I don't know about you. I'd rather get half a tier 2 alpha than 1,000 5-star crystal shards. I know I'm a huge arena grinder, so that might be different for you. But what's really interesting is that the rarest thing on the left side is the 3,000 5-star crystal shards. You would have thought that would have been the tier 5 basics, but I guess 2250 is not as much. Maybe if it was 5,000 it'd be rare. But the right side, the stable is what just think of this as like the regular 2K arena crystal. The unstable is the 10K. So this is where you get the really low drop rates, which really are only 5%, which is still way better. I want to remind you that in previous rifts, the lowest drop rate was 1%. So this is where you have a chance to get the 5-star class-based Awakening Gem. And even though that thing is often very much rigged, that's still the headline from this. The new rifts will give you a small chance for a 5-star Awakening Gem. That's what matters to people. It also gives you a small chance for 20% of a 6-star, which is awesome. But here's the deal. It's going to give you mostly 5-star class 6 stones. In fact, that or 500 5-star crystal shards are going to be what you see out of this. Or 250 6-star shards, which is what? Basically just duping a 5-star. So I can see where the gambling will occur, and that will be in the unstable tier 4 rifts. I will be going for those. I think they make for better videos, and at this point in my progression, I think I could use them more. Especially the 4,500 tier 5 basic fragments or the 2,000 6-star shards, which are, I guess, the dream hits. It is cool, too, but you can get a fully formed tier 2 alpha catalyst for a 10% drop rate. That's pretty good. I do anticipate mostly getting 5-star class 6 stones and the lowest amount of 5-star shards, or 500, because it's a 30% or about 1 out of 3 drop rate. The question is, what will you go for? Do you think that it's worth the gamble to go for the unstable or go for the stable ones? Also sounds like a bad relationship status, gotta be honest. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on these. I personally am for this. I think the drop rates are way better than we've seen in the past, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity as well to get plenty of these opportunities. I'm saying the word opportunity a lot, which means I should just stop the video. Thanks for watching.